Welcome back to another story. This is going to be a continuation of the Wanderer storyline. We're actually switching it up to from a different perspective. So now we finally get to meet one of the other main characters. I hope you all enjoy it, and if you do, feel free to like it if you do, don't if you don't, leave a comment if you want to see something different. I read through every one of my comments. So without further ado, let's get into it. As the day begins, Edward really didn't think that he'd be ending up where he is now. He was just a simple guy, doing what he did to survive. Sold scrap, scavenged from random parts that he could. A bit of a smartass here and there. Got into quite a few fights he probably didn't need to be into, but it is what it is. And he kinda regrets it, I guess. He only regrets it whenever he realizes the next morning that he's got a killer hangover mixed with a bruised face and maybe a couple broken ribs. But what's all that to a good time for Edward? Today he woke up just like any other day, getting into his little shack of a house, looking at himself in the broken, shattered pieces of the mirror, looking at his reflections, his brownish hair with a little bit of blonde here and there. Quite sure who the hell his parents were half the time whenever it came to the hair, but makes for a nice joke. Looks at his nice crystalline blue eyes, almost reflective pools. One thing that people always said that was nice about looking at him. But he carries on looking at himself like, well, at least that guy did the decency and not hit me in the face too hard. Only bruised my chin a little bit. He scratches his chin, trying to feel how tender it is from where he got smacked last night. Only remembering that he bumped into a wanderer, and then shortly after he got to fight. Wasn't too good of a day, but do what you can. And then shortly after, he has gathered his clothes and his things, getting ready for his long day of trudging through the awful, looking for things to salvage and to sell. As soon as he steps out, he hears a weird shuffling, and then thunk. A single loud thunk hits to his head. Everything goes dark. As he starts to awaken, he feels himself tied down, almost or restrained. As he's hearing shuffling movements all around. He tries to move as his first instinct. There's not much he can do. He can shift his wrist, only after a couple of seconds does he realize he's tied to a chair. After opening his eyes and seeing a dimly lit cave, it seems like. At least he hopes it's cave and not grave. It'd be kinda bad. He looks down at the chair, seeing how it is in mild condition. Yeah, maybe if he tips it back and forth and maybe lands on his side, he might be able to break it, but only then does he realize how bad that idea is as he looks up and sees a crazed woman staring at him with a knife. He simply looks up in his rather somber mood, says, You're not the Grim Reaper, right? Yeah, what am I saying? If you were, you probably would have killed me already. Which I might be dead. Does death at least have good food? Because life didn't. As he asks his rather annoying questions, as most people would tell him, the woman stands up, walking towards him with a knife, and puts it nicely against his cheek, feeling the cold steel pressed against his face. She looks at him and says, "You're gonna wish I was the Grim Reaper. Because I'm gonna hurt you a lot more than they would." He looks at her and retorts rather quickly. "Huh, really? Do you at least have good food though?" She looks at him, not amused by his little antics, and instead tells him, "I could feed you death, if that's what you want." Him recoiling a little bit is like, "No, that sounds fine. Oh, by the way, I love what you done with the place. The dark decor of a nice cave really does bring out the lighting and the mood in your soul. Something tells me that little bits of blood here and there across the cave, definitely a nice artistic style, and a very, very good choice with the skulls and spikes over there. I dig it, I dig it. But as a throw pillow here or there, maybe a rug or two, and this would be like a real home almost." She looks at him again, eyes half lit as though she's done with this shit already and she's only just met him. Tells him, "I would like you to shut the fuck up. Your use is purely for one reason: as bait. I am going to use you to get that annoying little sheriff to come here so I can kill her." You're like, he then switches over, remembering her face. "Oh yeah, weren't you that crazy lady on all of those wanted posters? You know, the one that I heard that killed a bunch of people?" Yeah, that's probably not good for me. And she chuckles with a small retort. "Yes. What? Did not do my lovely beauty justice?" He looks at her and says, "Nah, no, they're pretty spot on. You're just as ugly as the poster." And immediately, as those words leave his lips, a hard smack comes from the back of her hand across his face, almost hard enough to knock the chair over, but not quite. Oh, you know, that hurt. That hurt, I won't lie. I won't say that it felt good. Well, on a very small note, it kind of did, but we're gonna leave that out. I don't want to think too much of it. As he looks back, she's sighing now, grabbing the side of her temple. "Would you just shut up?" He lets out a small chuckle. No, but I mean, what's the point of kidnapping me if you don't want a little company? I mean, you seem kind of bored in here. Maybe we could spice things up a little bit, like 20 questions, something like that. Or I Spy with My Little Eye. Oh, come on, fine. And she looks at him and says simply, "You may be my bait, but it doesn't mean I need you with all of your fingers and toes intact. You don't have to have all of your teeth. I could remove parts of you and not even care. So do me a very, very big favor for not only myself and yourself. Shut up." As he looks at her, nodding, "I'll take the hint." As he gives another award-winning, charming smile, and sips back, hoping that he gets to keep all his fingers and toes. All 18 of them. And if you're wondering where the others are, well, let's just say, snakes and scorpions. They're not mean, or they're not nice. Yeah. You don't want to really tangle with them too much. They like to take off bits, yeah. As he continues with his little monologue in his own head, it seems as though time passes for quite a bit. Our friend here is bored, sitting in his chair, singing a little tune, wondering how long it's gonna take before someone comes in to save him, or if anyone's going to save him at all. It would be very, very good if someone did save him. It would be very, very useful. But as it continues, eventually, they both hear walking in the cave. Footsteps heavy, as though there is only one person, or maybe a large creature of some kind, walking deeper into the base. As they continue to walk in, our lovely little psychopath begins to recede into the shadows, hiding, waiting for her prey to arrive. Then before long, a person wrapped tightly in a duster, with a nice tight shawl almost wrapped around their head. Can't help but see much out of them, except for that. As our neighborhood smartass finally decides to speak up, because now he's not being stopped by the threat of losing his toes. Well, at least any more that he's already lost. He looks up and says, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't come too much further if I were you. Well, I mean, you probably already guessed this is a bit of an ambush, but I mean, I hope you have enough brain cells to understand that. Please, God, or whatever is up there, let them have brain cells." As he looks up and sees and notices this is the wanderer that he bumped into last night in the bar. Realizing that is, he understands that maybe this might be his one chance to get out of here. As just then the woman leaps down from the ceiling, jumping from stalactites, directly attempting to leap down onto the wanderer. The wanderer slinks back just before she can land a hit, raising their gun, leveling it right at the woman's face. And that is where we're actually going to stop it now. Thanks everybody for coming by. I hope you enjoyed it. I am leaving it off on a little bit of a cliffhanger. I hope you guys don't mind. But so, I figured that would be a nice little introduction of R, as I coined him, lovely little smartass. So I am going to take off now. If you guys did enjoy it, again, feel free to like it if you did. Don't if you don't. Leave a comment down below. I read all of them. If you would like to see another genre of a story, feel free to drop a comment down in the description below. Or right at the description. You know what I mean. Sorry, I am barely awake. But with that, I think it'll be time to go. Have a good one, everybody.